Okay, welcome to the class of civics this evening. We are still actually on the same topic, which is constitution. Okay, so today we are going to look at the constitution making and adoption. That is our today's lesson. So kindly, can you pay attention so that we can see how we are going to move together. So I've already raised the points on the chalkboard. So let me just run you through and see how we are going to understand as a class. So there we are saying the constitution making and the adoption process. This is what we are looking at. Because one thing you should understand is that every country has got its own constitution. So now, that constitution, how does it being made, as well as the processes that are being followed for it to be adopted? So this is what we are looking at. So point number one there, it says constitution making process is a legally accepted process which a country uses to make its constitution. So the word itself, constitution making process, this is a legally accepted process. The process which every country accept in order to make its constitution. So point two, there are two main ways of making a constitution, and these are, one of them is Constituent Assembly, then two, Constitution Review Commission, which is CRR. So now we are going to look at two ways which a country must follow in order to make the constitution. So one of them is Constituent Assembly, then the second one, Constitution Review Commission. So to start with the Constitution Assembly, this is a body of representatives elected by their respective interest groups to formulate, amend, or adopt a constitution of a country. Okay? The representatives are drawn from churches, learning institutions, trade unions, and the student bodies. So in short here, there's talking, when we talk of constituent assembly, we are talking about the board of representatives that are being elected, okay? Board of representatives that are being elected to formulate, to amend a what? A constitution. And this one, the representatives are being elected by the interest groups, okay? Which churches, when we say interest groups, we're actually talking about the non-governmental organizations such as churches, learning institutions, trade unions, and student bodies. Okay, so this one is actually independent. It does not depend on the ruling government, but it is being formulated, or rather the representatives is being elected by those institutions that has been listed here, which is churches, then learning institution, trade unions, student bodies. Okay, so now what's a good part of this same constituent assembly? One way of making or adopting a constitution. So what is the good part of it? Okay, so this method is more democratic and more favorable because it is free from government interference. Okay, so this type of process has been commended to be more democratic because this one does not involve the interference of the government. People, interest groups, they are there to do the job on their own. So this is one way of making and adopting the constitution. Then the other one is the Constitution Review Commission, which is the CRC. So now, for this one, this is a group of people appointed by the Republican president through the inquiries, okay? I mean by the Republican president through the inquiries to collect views from the general public on what should be contained in the constitution. Okay, so the difference now which is there between the Constituent Assembly and the CRC, is that for the CRC, which is Constitution Review Commission, this is a process where now the Republican president comes in. It's him now to select the group of people who is going to inquire on the ground, to inquire from the citizen, inquire from people, okay, what should be contained in the constitution. This is CRC, okay? So when you look at Constituent Assembly and CRC, the difference is that the CRC, it is actually spearheaded by the interest groups, where people like institutions like churches, student bodies, they are electing the representative. Okay, that's the difference. But for this one, you find that the president is the one who is selecting, or rather electing the members who appoint them, okay, by the powers that a president has, appoints that group, who in turn now go to the ground and inquire, okay, from people, who is the citizen of the country, what should be contained in the constitution. Okay, so they are saying the executive wing of the government initiates the making of the national constitution. Okay, so under this way, Constitution Review Commission, you find that the executive wings, they are the ones now who are involved, who initiate the making of constitution. So when we say executive, we simply talk about the cabinet ministers. Those are executive. PSS, permanent secretaries, president himself, vice president. Okay, so those are the people now who initiates the making of constitution. Then the Republican president, using inquiries act, appoints a CRC to correct views through sittings conducted countrywide. Okay, like as I said earlier, this is now the Republican president now, okay, selecting that body, which is CRC, so that these people can go out there, can go on the ground and inquire. Okay, first of all, they have to sit. Thereafter, they go out there, they inquire the things that is supposed to be contained in the constitution by what? By the citizens. Okay, so now where citizens make submission orally or in written as a group or individuals. Okay, so thereafter, after everything has been done, the inquiry has been done, now the citizens will respond now. Okay, they will make the submissions either orally, that means they will just speak, okay, or in written. And when doing that, it is either doing it as an individual or as a group. Okay, so now thereafter the CRC produces a draft constitution, which is later submitted to the parliament. Okay, so after the citizens have made the submission, the Constitution review commission will take it up, okay? We'll take it up, we'll make a draft to produce a draft constitution, okay? After producing the draft constitution, then that draft will be submitted, will be further submitted to the parliament, so that now the finals can be done. So this is how the constitution is actually being made as well as adopted in our country, Zambia. So as of today, we are going to end there, but tomorrow I've just left one point that we are going to finish so that we can proceed to the next topic, which is also the subtopic, under constitution. We are still on constitution, so please, can you keep on following me on my YouTube channel, Pedagogy Learning, as well as on my Facebook page, Mr. A+. For those of you who have not subscribed yet, please do so for more educative videos. Thank you so very much.